you'll actually see like photographs of German tanks rolling across the American plains. Yep, there are pictures in America, and you'll look at the pictures, and there'll be Germans and German tanks, and you'll be like, "Is that Texas?" It's like, "Yep, that's Delaware." But yeah, Germany basically invaded the Yankee United States Confederacy. Yep, nine more. Um, the became Germany too, also known as America. Um, uh, yeah, I took out the Confederates and basically killed everyone. Well, not killed everyone, but I basically took over the Yankee Confederacy. I don't know why they don't tell everyone, but yeah, you had German tanks rolling across Delaware and Texas, like somewhere in Delaware. Um, but yeah, Germany basically took over the Yankee Confederacy, and it became America. Germany's new home. They attacked us, so we took it over. Anyway, um, yes. Well, you know. Hey, it worked out, didn't it? Everyone's happy, right? Okay, good. So anyway, LS really, like I said, it wasn't Germany. It was LS. my German LS. Lucifer Star. That is who your new master is. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, well, you know. Anyway, that's what the Germans said. If you were wondering what they said. But yes, Germany took over the Yankee Confederacy. I had to. They were attacking me. So we took them over. In Germany, and German tanks were going across Delaware and Texas. And, you know, stars, you know, they didn't really use pluses, and that's medical stuff. Those are medical tanks. Or tanks with the medical department. It is medical department. Um, because people would ask, what does the cross mean? It is medical department. We do medical things. Anyway, yeah. So, you know, we also have stars. Stars, too. Anyway, like that one in the sky. Anyway, so my most advanced tank. So we're in Israel or someplace, and I have the most advanced tanks there, and I'm getting attacked, and my troops are getting attacked by planes. They're like, "What do we do? What do we do?" And they have the targeting system, and they're like, "Well, we can see it, so let's see if we can shoot it down." So and because it's a targeting system, and because some of my tanks are made to basically my tanks are basically mobile artillery, pretty much. They have two kinds of shells. They have artillery shells and they have anti-tank shells, usually. So, which is explosive and armor piercing, basically. Two shells. They actually have three shells, but they never use the incendiary or whatever. It's but basically it's an explosive shell or armor piercing shells. Well, I really get into shells. So basically, so they see the aircraft, and the guy goes, I think I can hit it, and he puts in explosive shell, and because the tanks are made to be able to work with the computer. It can either shoot a distance to a target, or it can shoot a distance, or it can go the parabolic arc, the long arc, and it can shoot to a spot. It's a two-phase computer. You can either use the map, or you can use the targeting system. So it looks and ranges and anyway. So they actually fire, and they actually hit the aircraft. Long shot. They go, it was a long shot. Because I'm like, well, try the new targets, try the tanks, whatever. Anyway, I'm not really all that involved in it, but basically they do shoot it, and I think they were going up against a Warthog or something, but they actually do hit the aircraft or whatever. At least one of them. The tank crew, we still take heavy losses and all that other stuff. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know who was attacking them or why, but yeah. So they hit the plane though. But my most advanced, and then later on we thought, well, we better include this for next time because this is a problem. But the question is, how do you hit a jet? Anyway, though, but the tanks are actually made. The new targeting system on the most advanced tank is actually made to work kind of like the Gatling gun system, where it's got some sort of radar, or it can link up to a radar system somewhere else, and using another radar or using communications. All the tanks are made to communicate together. It can actually use the information off of the radar or some other passive radar, like a local radar system, to range and it can actually lead the aircraft and possibly put the shot where the aircraft is going to be. Which is like, yeah, a computer little bits going. Do you know how many calculations that is? It's insane. Anyway, but it can do it. We made it so it can actually put a shell where an aircraft is going to be, because an aircraft is going 600 miles an hour, unless the pilot of the aircraft is actually psychic, where he's like, oh shit, and he just like hits the brakes and dives. The system will put the shot where it'll be. I mean, if you knew exactly when the shot would be there, like you could dive and stuff, but usually pilots fly pretty much straight. So this system is made to work with a radar, and it senses where the aircraft is flying, what angle it's flying and everything, and the system goes boom. And yeah, it can do it. It can do it. It can put the shot right in front of, or right into the aircraft. It'll lead the aircraft that much where it's like boom. It's a really, really, it's like, it's very LS. It's like a $3 billion or $4 or $5 billion tank. It was insanely expensive. They just kept working on it. I was like, yeah, let's make it so I can do it. So anyway, it's regarded as top secret national security. But yeah, the tanks actually using a radar system, either the local radar or the radar system of the radar vehicle. And they actually did this somewhere around 1950. But yeah, the tanks will, and F-16 flying along. If the cannon can actually get the shell there, the system will hit it. It will go. Nobody's done tank warfare like LS does tank warfare, but yeah, it will hit the aircraft. It can hit an F-16. If an F-16 is stupid enough to get within range, or within a radar signal, and the cannon can actually get the shell there, the onboard computer will hit it. It's a $20 million, or it was like a $5 billion, because I'm spending all this money on aircraft, and I'm like, well, let's spend some money on some tanks, man. I mean, we're spending all this money on aircraft, but what about the tanks? So I go ahead and because I've spent so much money, I spend $2 billion or $3 billion on tanks, and basically say, go for it. Update the tanks I think I spent 160. I might have spent like a couple $1 billion actually on tanks, because I'm just gonna have the best tanks ever, and that's gonna be it. But yeah, I spent basically the equivalent of what is a B-2 bomber, amount of money on a tank. But it can do it. But it can drive up. It can do artillery shells. It can do artillery, or it can do direct combat. And it's got the little cannon. It's an LS tank, which is German and other groups. And we snuggle. In Germany, we snuggle. So yeah. But yeah, I spent that much money, and it can hit an F-16. They did it. They hit an F-16 with it, flying along. Boom. They tested it. It worked. It hit the F-16. So